Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Vicki. Welcome to our Take 10 for this week. And I'm excited to do this today. I don't know about you, my day is like filling up like crazy. And at first this morning, when I realized that I had a live this morning, I was a little bit overwhelmed, but that's one of the purposes of the Take 10 art playdates. It's to take some time to be creative, to kind of center yourself, and art and creativity kind of does that for me. So let me see if I can improve there. Help the lighting just a little bit. So my art time really helps me kind of work through some of those anxious feelings. So I'm excited to jump in today. The theme for today is Scribble, which is something that we've all been doing. My kiddos are really great at scribbling, actually, and it can be a really fun way to create art and to kind of experiment. I've never taken an art class. I've never considered myself great at drawing, but I think if I spend some time scribbling, seems a little bit easier for me to take. I don't have to think I'm drawing. I can just think I'm scribbling. And for some reason, that kind of works out a little bit easier in my head. So let me just get started. Again, the concept is to take 10 minutes to start your day and set a timer, kind of limit yourself so it doesn't become overwhelming, and you take 10 minutes and see what happens. So I will set my timer on my Echo. If you have an Echo, I warn you ahead of time that my voice might set it off, but that's okay. All right, so Alexa, please set a timer for 10 minutes. Good morning, Alma. How are you? Okay, and I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna start off. This is a really fluffy watercolor brush that I like a whole lot, and I'm just gonna start out with some watercolor on my page. And really, the idea is just gonna be to kind of plop it down, let it kind of move freely. Remember, the more water you have, the more it's gonna move. So at first I'm gonna start kind of with a lot and then kind of just see where it goes. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Nancy. I'm so glad you could join us. You guys are so awesome. All right, so adding in some color right here. I'm gonna go kind of unexpected. Do some blue right in here. And I like seeing how it kind of moves. Adding in some blue, and then I'm gonna come in maybe with some green and pull that down. You can see it's kind of has the feeling of a flower. I'm already dreaming of spring. It is rainy again here. I feel like I end up saying that every Tuesday morning, but we've had one of those winters where it is either cold or it's wet. It's never both, at least so far this winter. We haven't had the snow, but it feels like it's like one or the other, and that is it. Okay, so I'm starting here with my main. I'm grabbing a paper towel. So a little bit of watercolor. I'm going to use this to soak up some of the extra color right here. And then sorry about the noise, but I'm going to. Good morning, Mandy. You guys, Mandy is one of my friends from church, and she is one of the people that like help get me super into Bible journaling. I miss our hangout times, Mandy. We got to get together soon. So, all right. So I'm trying to get this dry because here's my scribble plan. I want to scribble over the top of my little sad watercolor flower here. And it kind of creates an abstract look, but I can't really scribble over it until it is dry. So let me get it. My paper is sticking together. A lot of you have asked what kind of paper this is. This is a journal I just bought at Tuesday Morning. They have usually an array of journals. It's like a mixed media paper, not high quality, nothing like crazy special. Of course, watercolor paper is wonderful, but it's also a little bit expensive. So, I don't experiment on it a whole lot. Okay, so this is dry-ish, mostly dry, and I'm just gonna start scribbling. And what I'm gonna do, what you can do, is kind of start on the outline, and you end up with a very cool kind of abstract feel. And something you can do is kind of add some words. Like you might actually like come out. Let me see if I can come up with a way to add it in here. I might add it up here. So you might come out and just do a really sketchy word. So like bloom. And then just let that kind of become part of your project. And then I might do like, so that's plant. Now, most people might not read it as plant, but that's okay. This is just an experiment for me to get an idea, get some ideas for how this flower might work. And you can see, yeah, it really is just scribbling, but honestly, it's fun to do because it's scribbling. There's not really a right or wrong way to do it. And you get kind of a cool effect. I think it can be a lot of fun. So let me try again. This time I'll go with some more blues. These are those koi watercolors. I use them, I feel like almost every week on here because they are so fun. Let me see. Here I'm trying to make like some raindroppy shapes. Right now they just kind of look like blobs, and that's okay. Remember, one of the ideas when you play, don't worry about what it looks like. That's not the point. That's not the point of what you're doing. You are just literally playing. Have fun. Experiment. See what happens. This is kind of my splash from this water. This will be the raindrops up here. Good morning, Bethany. You guys, happy birthday to Bethany's sweet dog, who is 2 today. She has a sweet little doxy that is one of the cutest in the world. Okay, so these are kind of some interesting looking puddles and rain. Just add some different colors and ooh, the blue is nice. All right, letting those kind of mix and mingle. And then I will come back and add this. So I'm curious to know, how many of you guys feel super comfortable with drawing? Or you really enjoy, drawing a more concrete idea? Like I said, it's not something that I have ever felt really comfortable with, which really intimidated me when I started doing art journaling and Bible journaling, especially because I thought, well, I can't draw like some of the things I see on Pinterest. I can't freehand a super lion or anything like that. So it can be a little bit intimidating. And so for me, I really like the idea of the abstract, and I really, really like this scribble technique. Now I'm going to try, this is a different pen. This is a kind of a gel Uniball Signo, and it's a gel pen that I use all the time actually in my planner. And I think it can work really well. You know what? I really meant to make that more raindrop-like. So let's bring it over here. And let's make this one. So here's my raindrop shape, and then I'm going to sketch it out. And this is just a fun way, so you don't have to feel like you have to draw. And here's the challenge. When you are doing scribbles, when you're having scribble time or scribble play, make yourself do it in pen. Sometimes it's good to challenge ourselves to use pen. Pencil's great, of course, because you can erase and you can redo things. So I will use pencil. Like when I'm lettering, I tend to use pencil. A, because I could spell something wrong. That's definitely been known to happen. And B, I can just make sure that I have the spacing right. But when I'm playing, I really try to take time and use pen. And look, so the parts that are still wet, it's kind of cool to see how the gel. So there's my raindrops. Now let's do. So here I'm going to add, I'm just going to scribble like some ripples right here just to change it up. And I'm just using, I'm just going to do these circles and see how that ends up. Okay. Either you guys aren't commenting or I'm just not seeing it. I didn't hear if anyone actually liked doing the drawing. I'll have to read the comments after, I guess, to see what your idea was, what your feeling was as far as like, Vicky, I feel like we can all draw some, but of course it's to varying degrees. So let's see. See, I'm kind of putting it together. It's just fun to play with. And then it's fun to plop color down. Oh, that brush wasn't cleaned off. Let me do some orange. Oh, oops. To plop color down and just see what kind of comes from it. Like what starts developing. Oh, Carol, I'm sure you can draw a stick figure. Like what will you start seeing as it moves? And that's one of the challenges of watercolor that I like. It's going to move. It's going to have motion to it. This is one's getting a little bit muddy. Let me wipe off my brush. I have a paper towel over here. Alexa, stop. All right. Okay, I might finish this one off camera and then I'll post it over on my Instagram stories and you guys can check out what my finished little blob here is. Oh, sunset's a good idea, Mandy. Maybe I'll go with that. Maybe I'll do like a super sketchy sunset in the background. Good idea, Mandy. Okay, I'm going to finish this off camera because I don't want to hold you guys extra long. But take some time. Scribble today. I know we all feel like art, sometimes drawing is beyond us, but you can do it. Take some time, scribble, have a good time with it today. I really enjoy getting to visit with you all every Tuesday morning. It's quickly becoming one of the highlights of my week. If you have not signed up for my newsletter, take a look at the link in the show notes because I actually announce what my Take 10 is going to be in the newsletter, and I'm going to release it every couple of weeks, and you'll be able to see what the Take 10 is going to be. And I got a splatter. I need splatter right here, right? It was just calling. So you can see what the Take 10 is going to be. I also share some organization tips and some previews of upcoming videos. So check it out using the link. And if you decide to do some playing in your art journal, I would love to hear about it. So let me know, tag me on Instagram or whatever, or just leave a comment here and let me know that you had a great time doing it because that makes me super happy. You guys know me. I have to add the splatter too. That's why splatter was like my first one because look how fun. Gotta have the splatter. Okay. All of the things that I use, like the watercolors, not much today. They're all linked below. Ladies, I had a great time. I really, like I said, you guys kind of are the highlight of my day. Now I have to get off and do all the things, all the million mom things and creative things that are on my list. So you all have a great day. And as always, keep it creative. See you next time.